Today we're going to learn how to use value to create form. To start, we're going to glue a piece of string to our paper. We'll be making glowing lights, and this is going to be the string that the lights are attached to. You want to make sure that you have a little bit of wave or curl to it, but you don't want to make a spiral line. You want to give your paper enough room to put your lights next to this line. Now we'll let that dry. We're going to have tracers to make our own lights. I want you to trace around 5 if you can with your pencil or pastel, squeezing on as tightly as you can. You can see here that they're almost touching but not overlapping. They can't overlap because we're going to cut them out and it just won't work in this project. So I can play around with putting them at different angles if I need to, but I think on the paper that you should have room to put them right in a row. My paper I'm showing you on here is a little bit different. And on my paper, I think I'll only fit 4, but like I said, yours will be able to fit 5. Now we're going to use oil pastel to color the top part of the bulb in whatever color we want it to be. I'm choosing red here, and I'm really pressing hard. You want there to be a nice thick layer of pastel. We're going to be smearing and smudging it, and it works much better if you have a nice layer down. Now I'm going to use my finger to just kind of blend that and make it look smooth. This will make it look almost reflective because it takes away that texture that you get from coloring. Now I'm going to use a white piece and I'm going to make the filament. The filament is the part that glows. So it's like a curly line, and then I'm going to trace that line with my finger and then retrace it. This makes it look almost as if it's glowing. Then I'm going to go to the top of my bulb and make a little highlight. Then I'm going to work on the plastic cap. There are different choices with this. I think I'll color this one in, but I'll show you some other options of ways you can make the cap on your bulb. Now between bulbs, you might want to have a wet paper towel handy to rinse your hand off. When I'm doing this example, I won't, just to save time. But you'll see that I will probably get some smudging and my colors will mix a little bit. It won't look as neat as a result of that, so you'll definitely want to take the time to clean off your fingers much better than I am doing here. Now I'm going to choose a different color. I think I'll make this one green. I'm filling in, and remember, I'm filling in nice and thick. I want a good layer of pastel on there, so I'm able to smudge it and move it around on the paper. Blending with my finger. And again, you will have washed your finger, so you will have a nice, neat, smooth layer of whatever color you choose. Then the filament, trace the filament. Oop, you can see there, since I didn't wash my hands, I did make a little bit of a mess. Retracing the filament and giving it that little highlight along the top. I'm going to fill each of my bulbs like this. Now on this cap, I'm just going to trace it with the yellow. This is another option. Some of the caps are almost black in color, so if you'd like to, you can fill yours like this. Once mine are all filled, then I'm going to carefully cut them out. I'm going to go back to that paper I started with, and I'm going to trace each of my bulbs with a pencil to begin. It's important that you follow directions and use the right materials in this step. Then I'm choosing a bulb, setting it down, and tracing it right next to it. I'm not generally circling the area around the bulb. I'm actually really taking my time to trace closely and carefully. And one more. I think I'll put it in that nice empty spot right there just to fill it a bit. Now at this point, we're going to transition to chalk. Everyone is going to need their own white chalk or share with a neighbor. You're going to trace inside your pencil line with white. Not on the line, not outside the line, but actually inside the pencil line. I'm being careful to keep it in the lines. And then I'm going to switch to the color of bulb. So I'd like my red one to go here. So I've done white on the inside. Now I'm going to trace red right on the pencil line. And you'll see in just a second why this makes sense. Now I'm going to smudge out, starting with the white and then to the red. This will make it look like it glows. The white causes it to look lighter at the beginning, where the bulb would be glowing the brightest. Now I'm going to take my red bulb and I'm going to glue it onto that opening right there. And you can see that it really looks like it's glowing. Now I'm going to do my blue one. I start with white inside. So important to follow this direction. Inside, and you can see that it's not even exactly following the line of the pencil, and that's okay because I'm going to smudge it. Now I'm taking that blue and I'm tracing on the pencil line. Now from there, smudging out. You want it to look like it's glowing, so you definitely want to smudge outward as opposed to inward. Now glue on the back and stick it down. Now my purple bulb, starting with white, and I can't find a purple in my set, so just for the sake of time, I'm going to use a dark blue. But I do not want you to do this. This is your finished, beautiful piece of art, so I want you to make sure that you actually find a matching color, and if you cannot do that, just ask me. I'm glad to help you find something. Now streaking out. And you guessed it, gluing the bulb right down. And last but not least is green bulb. Inside with white, on the line with green, and then smearing out. I think you'll be really happy with your results and the realistic effect it creates if you follow directions really carefully and precisely. And voila! My green is glowing. Now for the bulb. Glue and stick. I have a piece of art that looks realistic. It has different values and it shows form. My bulbs look 3D. I like to flip mine to the back sometimes and just rub its back so it's nice and sticky, and voila! It's finished.